Happy Wednesday, collective. Welcome back to Cusp of Roses for your energy reading and chakra reading into a quick look into, excuse me, words are everywhere right now, this beautiful, actually, Scorpio Sagittarius full moon eclipse energy. Now, depending on what astrology you follow, okay, this eclipse is happening either in the sign of Scorpio or in the sign of Sagittarius, okay, which is a very powerful cusp, right? It's the cusp of revolution. If you want to know more about that cusp, you can check out in my playlist section, find the Scorpio Sagittarius Cusp of Revolution playlist in the description box. Underneath that playlist, there's a little small kind of detail about this particular cusp, or you could always do your own research on Google, okay? But this is going to be a very, very, very powerful next 6 months for this collective. Remember that eclipse energy stays within the collective consciousness for 6 months from the moment of its peak, which I believe, since this is eclipse just kind of fully happened around, I want to say 7:18 Eastern time. Yeah, I'd say the peak of the energy will probably be around midnight tonight, okay? Or really early in the morning hours going into tomorrow. So from this kind of time all the way through 6 months, it's going to be a very, very very, very intense balance between your emotional body, your emotional center, that sacral chakra, and your third eye chakra, that higher minded energy, and your crown chakra as well kind of will play a part in that. So I'm excited to see what chakras actually come out, what spirit wants us to know about this full moon eclipse energy, but that's just what I'm getting kind of right off the bat. As someone who is a Scorpio Sagittarius cusper, sun, moon, and rising, I am feeling this energy very, very intensely. So thank you for bearing with me if I sound like I'm all over the place or if it just kind of gets kind of frazzled, but we hope this will run smoothly. So we are going to get into our moment of gratitude, collective. Remember, this is a time for you to ground your own energy, get centered into your heart space, open up your mind to your higher consciousness so that you are in alignment for the readings that are meant for you, okay? I will begin this moment of gratitude by sounding my singing bowl, okay? For those of you that may not, well, I don't think I've ever even said that. The particular singing bowl that I have is a D note singing bowl. It is connected to the sacral chakra. For someone that might be interested in that or just maybe was wondering what it's tuned to, okay? So once I sound that singing bowl, go ahead and get started on whatever gratitude practice feels right for you. If you are new here to my channel and this is your first time here, welcome. I'm very grateful you decided to check me out during this beautiful energy. Make sure you check the description box below, okay? It's going to have everything you need to know about me as a reader, how to get the most out of my readings, okay? Definitely hang out on the community tab, see what interests you there. And if you want to know more about me and just kind of why I started this channel, make sure you check out my About tab on my page, okay? So if you are reading that now, you probably hopefully paused me. We'll get into that, but let's go ahead and get started with this gratitude practice, collective. Here we go. Oh, that was not a nice one. Hold on one second. There we go. All right, for those of you that want to breathe with me, we're going to breathe out all the air in our lungs, pulling our belly buttons into our spine so we can take a really expansive first inhale, okay? Here we go. Let's take our first deep inhale. And exhale. Take another deep inhale. And exhale. Last deep inhale. And exhale. All right, collective, I hope you are grounded now and ready for this energy reading. Let's first start off with our classic Chakra Wisdom Oracle. Thank you so much, Divine, for clearing my energy and connecting me in with the collective that will come across this reading. Also, thank you for connecting me into this full moon eclipse energy in Scorpio and Sagittarius. Please show me what this collective needs to know as far as the chakra energies that are connected to this full moon eclipse. What is this full moon eclipse energy healing within the collective? Where can this collective connect with this eclipse energy over the next 6 months? What's going to be important as well for this collective to know as far as the energies that are healing within them and healing within the collective over this next 6 month period? Thank you so much, Divine. All right, last shuffle. Here we go. What chakras are important to connect with? Crown chakra, instinct. Throat chakra, workaholic. Throat chakra, quest. Okay. And then you have the third eye with recovery at the bottom of the deck. That seems super, with passion as well. There's that sacral chakra energy I was picking up on, okay? So with what came out here, we have instinct here. This is the crown chakra. And again, anyone who's new, there is a quick reference guide to the 7 main chakras I'm going to talk about in this reading at the bottom of my description box, okay? So if you get a little lost, make sure you use that as a reference. But this is such an on-par energy with what I was kind of picking up, right? That Sagittarius higher mind balance of the kind of like celestial energy with the more earthly energy, finding that temperance, right? And I think that for a lot of the collective, a lot of you that will be really moved and shifted by this eclipse energy are really going to start to understand what your internal instinct is, what it means to be guided by your instincts, what it means to have a higher mind, right? Have a higher consciousness, and or really tapping into your own internal compass to where there will be messages that are coming through your crown chakra from the divine, right? There's just going to be this overwhelming sense of knowing what's right for you, what's wrong for you, what's in alignment, what's not in alignment. Okay, so again, what's really interesting too, because I'm getting a lot of Sag energy specifically for this card, the what would you call that? The partner sign, I guess you could say, to Sagittarius is Gemini, and we are now entering Gemini season, and you see how it's the two-headed wolf here. So it's, again, it's finding that sense of balance within the own duality of your energy and understanding how to use that to your advantage, right? How to use that to navigate through whatever comes your way. So this is giving me very high priestess energy. Wolf energy is a very, very intuitive species, right? The whole reason why wolves howl at the moon when it's full is because the frequency and the waves and how close it is to Earth actually interrupts their telepathy between them and their pack, them and their children. So it's almost like a disgruntled action, right? When wolves howl at the moon. But that intensity, that intense connection, or how powerful the moon can be, is going to be super, super important for this collective I'm tapped into to connect with and understand, okay? So we're going to put that over there because that's the 7th chakra. And then we have 2 throat chakra energies here. Very, very, very powerful energies as well. I want to start here with quest. This energy really speaks to understanding the power of your words, okay? Knowing that words give life and or spread destruction as well, okay? So it almost feels like where, yeah, parts of our energy, it's like, how could I say this? It's like being super, super, almost maybe even hyper aware of, for some of you, it's like the lack of consciousness in your words, like saying things you don't really mean, speaking things that really don't align with what you feel, right? Not taking the time to kind of sort out your energy or, again, temper, okay? Others, group of you, and or this could be another layer to it. And I was picking this up, what was that, in my Saturn retrograde reading, where it was like things that were said, things that you spoke into existence like 10 years ago, like kind of a while ago, are going to start actually coming to fruition in the now moment. Definitely over this next 6 months, you're going to see a lot of progression towards that energy, or a lot of those things coming into place. Now, I know it might be hard to think of what was said 10 years ago, but it feels almost prolific in some way, shape, or form. And that seems good. I think that's going to be super important for someone. It's almost like if you said you were going to do something, be something, have something, attain something, learn something, it's like those opportunities are going to start falling into place here. And I think, again, it's going to magnify, just as this moon we're under now is the closest to the earth out of all the moons, the biggest full moon we'll see this year. It's that magnification of, wow, what I actually speak becomes my path, right? So whether you, again, and that's what it's saying, it's like, be careful of the words you use. Be careful of what you speak on yourself. Be careful of what you project onto others. Okay? Because words have power. There's a lot of energy behind words. So that might be, especially with the Saturn retrograde, that might be a lesson that's coming in for a lot of this collective I'm tapped into, okay? And again, this feels like on the light side and on the shadow side, you'll know where you are based on the energy that you feel, okay? And then we also have workaholic here. Okay. I'm getting a lot. Just bear with me, please. This energy feels like for some of you. Do you know how if you stare at a picture long enough, it can kind of, the perception of what you see can kind of shift and kind of change? This is kind of like the energy that I'm kind of getting. It's like having such an intense focus on something where through your eyes it's super flawed, it's not perfect, or it's not up to par, it's not where it needs to be. But to outside eyes, fresh eyes, it's a lot more magnificent, it's a lot more impactful, it's a lot more powerful than what you're actually able to see. And that's that energy of, again, it's workaholic in this particular deck, because it's you're putting so much energy into it, you're focusing so much on this thing, okay? Fill in the blank there, okay? Whatever this is for you, that it almost feels like you don't have a fresh pair of eyes on it. So you're not really connecting with maybe how impactful or how far you've actually come. Again, that quest. Yeah, it's like for some of you, crown chakra, right? It's coming online with just how much you've actually been able to manifest what you've spoken about, what you've and affirmed in your life, right? The intentions that you've set, whatever work you're doing, to get into alignment with your own path here. For some of you, it's you've put in a lot of work, and that's what's about to pay off, right? Put in a lot of energy, spoke a lot of positivity, a lot of love, a lot of groundedness, whatever affirmations you used, right? Put the work behind it to where now, whatever this is, like for some of you, this is like something that used to maybe not come easy to you, right? And again, it's like, whether this is speech somehow, whether this is being able to trust your own instincts, your own intuition, maybe was a struggle at one point. Whatever work you've done to get into alignment, I think over the next 6 months, you're truly going to see that energy really start settling into your reality here. Like I said, bottom of the deck, the third eye, recovery, right? So where you were maybe blocked in your third eye, where again you couldn't see, like I said, there's a need to have a fresh set of eyes on something because you've been focusing on it so much. So it's like the longer you look, the more flaws you see, or they're giving me the less you value it. That might resonate for some of you, but it's needing to understand that even if it feels kind of foggy, even again, if you've been working so hard to the point where you're either exhausted or just don't have the same passion, because that's what's after this card here, passion, sacral chakra, know that the work that you've put in has set you on a very important quest. So for some of you, this is just confirmation that yes, you're aligned with the path that you're meant to be on. And it's okay to trust your instincts. For some of you with this double-headed wolf here, it's like a double-mindedness that you're coming out of, where you maybe make a decision and then you second guess it. You choose something and then you go back and say, no, I don't want that, right? It's no longer being back and forth in that. It's being able to say, okay, let me take the time to think about it. And then, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what feels right. Okay, so for some of you, it's healing this kind of impulse. Yeah, I'm getting a lot. Yeah, this is definitely going to be shifting a lot of people again onto their path. For a lot of you, you've been working very hard to get into alignment with this, and it's definitely coming in again, this recovery. Okay. Hi, Ty. Thank you so much for being here, love. And it's my absolute pleasure. I love doing these moon readings with you guys. Okay. But hold on tight to that. Some of you, and again, for a lot of you, it's like maybe you were guided, your instincts guided you to start up a project, workaholic, right? To put your energy behind something, to study something new, to do something different, to branch off into something new. And the more you put into it, it was like, okay, the less that you saw it actually working, or the less you understood how it was actually in alignment with you. And that is what you're maybe going to start seeing through your third eye over this next 6 months. Like, wow, I am so glad and grateful that I followed that instinct to pursue this new endeavor, to put my energy behind this new thing. Because look at how aligned I'm now with what I feel is right for me, or what the divine actually has for me, right? So again, it's a lot of manifestations I feel coming down and grounding, and a lot of that was centered around your own passions. So again, some of you had the instinct to follow a passion, do a project, and again, it was like you're not seeing how impactful you actually are and how much you are in alignment with this work that you're doing. And also, I think what you will see over this next 6 months is, again, just how powerful, one, the divine is, right? How connected some of you guys are. But just, it's like a sense of gratitude about this instinct. It's like, I'm so grateful I followed it for some of you. Okay? Okay. All right, we're going to look into this a little deeper. Thank you so much, Divine. I'm going to use the matching tarot deck to this oracle, which is the Chakra Wisdom Tarot. All right. Thank you so much, Divine. Please clarify the energies here under this beautiful full moon eclipse. For the throat chakra with workaholic and quest, and for the crown chakra with instinct. Thank you so much, Divine. What does this collective need to know about the throat chakra and the crown chakra as far as workaholic, quest, and instincts are concerned? Thank you so much for further clarifying these energies. All right, let's get into it. What does the collective need to know about workaholic and the throat chakra? First card to flip over here is the King of Coins. Yeah, spot on. Like I said, this is crown chakra energy, okay? In order to be crowned the King of Coins, you have to be an expert in managing your time, your money, and your resources. Okay? Whatever that means for you. Mainly your tangible energy. So like I said, what you focus on, what you pay attention to. Pun intended, okay? Some of you really invested in yourself. Some of you, again, followed an instinct to put your coin, your time, again, use your resources to work at something, to build something, to grow something, okay? Or just to pursue a passion. And that's the thing for some of you, it feels like it wasn't even like a passion that you did originally for money. It was just something that you felt guided to do, so you just started doing it. But now there is actually going to be an opportunity to kind of cash in on the work that you've done, which is absolutely beautiful, collective. All right, let's see what else. Further clarify this King of Coins with workaholic. Whoa, that flipped out crazy. So third eye energy with the Six of Cups. Yeah, it's some of this work, it's like it's something that either feeds your inner child, gives you a lot of nostalgia, or allows your inner child to kind of create and play. The Six of Cups can talk about soul contracts. Yeah, and soul contracts are much more expansive than just relationships or connections with people. You could have a career that's a soul contract. You can have a particular area or region to live in, to connect with, that you have a soul contract with. It goes a lot deeper than just people, but it feels like whatever this is something that either you, this instinct or this passion project, is something that you've either done maybe in a previous life, because the Six of Cups can also talk about nostalgia, right? Looking back at a past time. So whether this was in your childhood and or in another lifetime, that might actually be coming out for some of you in your dreams. Like something you're doing now, you're going to start seeing yourself do it in past lifetimes. And again, it's like almost tapping back into the success that you had doing this passion project here. Six of Cups. What else? Two of Swords. Sacral chakra energy. Okay. One thing that I always like to point out about the Two of Swords as a reader is that it is super important to note that the person in the picture is blindfolded, meaning you can't see it with your naked eye. You have to trust your instincts, your intuition, your higher mind in order to make a decision here. So in the same way that I said, right, that it's something like you don't have fresh eyes on it because you've been focusing in on it or you've been doing it so much, you're not really recognizing what's really happening. I'll just say that. Okay, some of you are really getting in alignment with your inner child, which is absolutely beautiful, and it's a beautiful space to build a foundation of wealth from. Because so long as your inner child is happy doing the work, so long as your inner child is having fun and connecting, it's almost like the sky's the limit with the abundance that you can actually gain from this work, okay? But I want to further clarify this Two of Swords, because it does also talk about making a decision. But again, like I said, it could have just been you went out on a whim, decided, okay, to follow your emotions, follow your creativity, because that's also the sacral chakra. So whatever this endeavor is, again, it really does pull out your inner child or really speak to your soul in a particular way. It feels comfortable. It feels really good. It's something you would, again, do if no one even asked you to do it. That's the energy I'm getting. It's something you're really invested into, but also has a lot of potential to provide you some stability here. Okay? Can you further clarify this Two of Swords, Divine, for this energy? Whoa. Yep, Six of Swords. Third eye energy here. And this is what I was talking about, where you were putting in the work, doing it, following your guidance, following your instincts, not really seeing where you were headed with it, the quest. Not really seeing the path, but just doing it anyway. Right? Six of Swords talks about getting a clear vision. No longer being foggy minded, no longer feeling like you're in the dark with something. It's fully seeing the light. It's seeing the truth. It's being balanced in your mindset. Okay, that you are headed somewhere new. So it's almost like, again, you made a blinded decision here to trust your instincts, to follow the Six of Cups energy. And it's actually bringing you, and you see, yeah, I can't make that up. You see how it's the woman with the child, your inner child. So where some of you were doing maybe work or in a career field that really left your inner child behind, that lacked creativity, sacral chakra, right? That you just didn't feel in alignment with. It's like realizing like, oh, it's almost like connecting the dots here somehow, some way, collective. And I forgive me for not having the words to really get down into the specifications of it, but I feel like it's so vast that it's going to resonate different for everybody. Okay? But whatever this decision that you made from your emotional body, from your emotional space, from that sense of what feels right as opposed to what looks right, again, the reason why it's blindfolded, or reason why they're blindfolded, is really pulling you from a space of feeling very uncertain, right, to being super certain about why you chose to do this or why your soul guided you to do this. Again, it's a soul contract here somehow, some way. And what that just means is you were destined in this lifetime to pursue this. And that's what might be actually coming through, or at least coming deeper into your awareness, your collective. Okay, let's look into quest. What else do we need to know about this throat chakra energy? Thank you so much, Divine. What else does this collective need to know about quest and the throat chakra? Wow. The world energy. All the chakras are aligned. All the energy is in alignment. I can't make this up. This is what I'm talking about. It's like not even realizing that the choices that you made to start following your instinct or start using your discernment in something, because that's also what the Two of Swords can talk about, discerning energy. Knowing what's worth your time, King of Coins, and what isn't. What actually feels in alignment with you, Six of Cups, and what doesn't. And finding the strength, the emotional courage as well, to go for it, to follow it, to allow your mind to lead you there. So again, something's coming into completion. It's almost like either a part of this journey is finished, and maybe what's finishing is, again, being in that dark, like I said, Six of Swords. No longer being uncertain about where this workaholism, where this passion is leading you. No longer being uncertain. It's complete. You understand that the universe led you to this path. The universe led you to do this. The universe dropped those energies, those insights, that urge to go and try this or to pursue that or to explore this or to learn more about that. Again, it feels very broad. But I guess what I'm trying to say, in short, is that cycle of being uncertain is coming to an end, which I feel like is going to offer a lot more confidence in whatever you're doing, because that's also what this workaholic energy is. It has a vibration of perfectionism, where it's like, I'm working so hard to make sure it's right, to make sure it looks this and that, you know, really getting into all of that. And again, not being able to see how much work you're actually doing, right? but it doesn't feel like work. Six of Cups. It's something you enjoy. It's something that, again, your inner child is living and thriving in this energy. What else does this collective need to know about the world and quest? Six of Coins. Balance. The art of giving and receiving. And I think this is a lesson you're learning with the universe, right? When the universe gives you that instinct, when the universe gives you that clarity, that feeling to a swords, and you respond by following it, Six of Swords, it's, again, it's another balanced energy. It's alignment. It's what you put out comes back to you, right? The law of karma. And again, it's almost like, I also like to connect this energy with like paying it forward. Meaning, whatever enlightenment process you had to go through to be able to even discern your instincts or discern when spirit was guiding you towards something. The world energy, it's like you're in alignment, your crown chakra is illuminated. But now that you've kind of made it to this end of that soul cycle here, right? You now get to share that wisdom, share that insight, share that knowledge, guide other people, support other people, right? It's this, it just has this feeling of paying it forward, giving back somehow. Because in this world energy, you understand how the universe was supporting you and guiding you and giving to you when you maybe didn't have what you need, right? When your hand was out. And so now it's mirroring that energy and offering what you have to those that don't. And for some of you, that's the quest. That might even be the goal, or something that might become super important to you over the next 6 months on like, how do I give back? How do I start really spreading whatever wealth, whatever abundance, whatever, again, King of Coins, right? Whatever foundation I have, what do I actually have to give now that I've completed this cycle? So I feel like that's really something super important here that Spirit really wants to highlight, is that we don't go through anything, this quest energy, right? We don't journey, go through obstacles, have ups and downs just for the sake of it. Almost like 9 times out of 10, right? 9.9 times out of 10. You go through something so that you can be of service to others. So like, for example, the divine guides you to learn more about something, right? I don't know. My mind's kind of blanking. It's like, yeah, let's just keep it broad. Thank you, divine. So the divine puts you through something that was really tumultuous, right? Six of Swords, clouded energy. Once you come out of those clouds, right, you're starting to head towards the shore. Once you get to the shore, there are going to be other people who are still in that clouded energy, about to enter into their own clouded energy that's exactly almost the same that you went through, and or maybe just similar. But because you've completed it, you've learned, it's like you're now able to support those out of the cloud that you were just under, right? Because you now have the wisdom and the experience. So it's like you don't go through anything for no reason. It's because the divine is trying to use you as a support system, as a balancing act for other people who are in need of that support. In the same way that there were people on your path, right, that came along, said something that sparked something, gave you some sort of insight, supported you in some sort of way. And again, that's what I'm talking about. It's that pay it forward, because you know where they've been. So it's like helping them see the way forward, or at least just supporting them and telling them, knowing them, giving them whatever you can to show that what? Completing that lesson, coming out of that darkness, right? Actually getting to this world energy is possible, right? That you don't have to stay stuck in those same cycles forever. You don't have to stay under the cloud forever. So for some of you, that might actually be something that you get into, okay? Or that might become super important for your work. And then you have the Two of Coins, right? And this is, again, another card of balance. So that seems, and it's not, again, with the Sagittarius energy connected to this full moon, it's that temperance, right? How do you juggle both? How do you understand both the light and the dark? How do you alkaline two different energies or more than one project? Or when things are super chaotic around you, right? When you're feeling a lot, right? Or your emotions are taking you over, or your mind is taking you over, how do you come into balance so that you can walk through that new door? And again, in this particular picture, very dark energy around here, but the door is to what? Lightness. In the same way that, like I said, with the Six of Swords, moving away from that shadow and headed to the light. So again, it's like being able, I just heard being able to create a way out of no way. So collective, reflect on that time or those times where you were in that spot of, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. I don't know how to change this. I don't know what's to come. Feeling very kind of overwhelmed with what's happening in your life. And remember what you did to make a way out of no way. Remember the affirmations you used, the intentions you used, the people, again, who came to help you and support you. It's like that reflection seems just super, super important. Super, super important, okay? Yeah, bottom of the deck, Queen of Swords. Mental reflection, right? Really thinking back on how you used your thought process to navigate these energies. For some of you, it's yielding your truth in a particular way. And what I mean by that is whatever you were faced with this energy. And again, for some of you, it's like putting the energy behind your affirmations, putting the energy behind your intentions, staying true to your intentions. Queen of Swords, it's someone who, yes, has been through a lot, someone who's maybe even learned the hard way, right? But now has a very sharp mental energy that's able to discern, again, more discernment. What's in alignment, what's not, how to bring balance. Queen of Swords is a strategist as well. So again, creating a way out of no way. Some of you might have a lot of air in your chart, because there's quite a few swords here. And again, it's interesting. I brought out Gemini. This could just be Gemini season. So maybe as at the beginning, the first kind of month of this eclipse energy under Gemini season, it's really going to be heavy in the mental body. Gaining a lot of clarity, gaining a lot of wisdom around how you've completed some sort of cycle here, or just coming into the awareness that you've learned a lot about yourself. You now know your own truth, or know more of your own truth here. And again, the Queen of Swords is very confident. Like I said, it's confidence in being able to make a way out of no way, but it feels like it's also supportive. Meaning the power that you now have with the world within you is something, again, that you might start sharing with others in a balanced and healthy way. Six of Coins, okay? All right, let's look into instinct with the crown chakra, and then we will pull some oracle messages from the Oracle of the Seven Energies. Five of Swords, okay? What else does this collective need to know about instinct in the crown chakra? Yeah, it's Five of Swords is when outside opinion weighs more than your own thoughts, okay? Or where what the people that are maybe closest to you feel, say, think, or do matters more than what feels right for you, okay? That's throat chakra energy as well. What else does this collective need to know about Five of Swords and instinct in the crown chakra? Okay, we have the Princess of Swords. Yeah, a lot of air. I just feel like that's Gemini season coming in. Princess of Swords with the heart chakra, and that's, again, you learning your own truth, Queen of Swords, right? So for some of you, So you know how the Empress and the Emperor are all four queens and all four kings in one? Some of you, what's happening over this next 6 months is you actually mastering your Queen of Swords energy. Because the Princess of Swords, which would be the Page of Swords in this particular deck, very observant, very much so a researcher, really truly looks around them, right? Can almost discern what people are thinking without them having to say much, right? But it's also kind of like a student-like energy, so being very new at that. So they're not as tactful as a Queen of Swords or as a King of Swords, right? Or maybe even a Knight of Swords, right? They just bluntly observe the truth, bluntly speak their mind. And for some of you, that energy, speaking what's on your heart, that might have been an instinct that pulled you out of this Five of Swords energy, where it almost feels like some of you could have been like muted somehow, or not really comfortable with speaking your truth or saying what was on your heart, not wanting to upset those around you, right? And that can be a mental game as well. So just whatever that was. But again, you have the Five of Swords into the Six of Swords. So again, like I said, you moved out of that by putting in the work on following instinctively what you needed to say, what you needed to think, what you needed to speak from your heart space, and letting that guide you. And again, rather than the opinions, ideas, perspectives of others. So where, like I said, where that maybe felt kind of uncomfortable, kind of shaky in the beginning, it's like, I don't really know why I'm being guided to think like this, or speak like this, or say this, or articulate that, or study this, but you did it anyway. It was to get you out of the pattern of this Five of Swords, move you forward with the Six of Swords, okay? And again, the Knight of Wands, activating your spiritual intuition. This is where you're putting that into practice, right? Where the Page of Wands just understands that they have a spiritual connection to everyone around them, right? Or everything around them, really. And finds a lot of creative power in that, and finds the adventure in that, and just really has high levels of optimism, right? The Knight of Wands is actually putting that spiritual connection to use. And we all have it. And for some of you, this might be coming online for the next 6 months. Others of you, this has already been, but it's actually coming full circle for you, where you're understanding the why. Okay? But the Knight of Wands, this was the practice. This was trusting what was on your heart to express, to think, to do, to speak, to say, pulling you out of this Five of Swords energy and into this Knight of Wands energy, where you follow your instinct no matter what, right? That's what a Knight of Wands does the best. When they sense something, they feel it out, their spirit says go left, they go left, even if everybody's going right. And they're confident in the fact that they need to be left, right? Even if everybody else is going right. So it's that breaking away from kind of following the, they're giving me the word, the status quo, which it's kind of cringy for me, but I guess that might resonate with someone. But you know what I mean? Hopefully that makes sense, okay? And then there you go. The Lovers at the bottom of the deck. Crown chakra energy. I love when I do these moon readings, and whatever chakra energy comes out, it's like we either end on that or end on the complement of that. It's my favorite thing about the chakra readings that I do. The Lovers, it's Gemini energy. Like I said, the two-headed wolf, right? That mirror reflection, that duality within your own mind, right? The shadow and the light, your darker thoughts and your positive thoughts. But with the Lovers in the crown chakra, it's understanding that you ultimately have the power to choose love every single time. And what choosing love for this collective I'm tapped into is choosing to speak your truth, choosing to follow your heart, choosing to act in self-love, no longer neglecting yourself for other people, no longer keeping your thoughts, your ideas, your perspective quiet, because other people might be uncomfortable with it, or other people might not believe in it, or might not see it or understand it, or might come up against it, whatever that is, right? It's finding the confidence, Knight of Wands, to follow your instincts. Absolutely. And know that whatever choice you do make, so long as this Princess of Swords is active, so long, again, you're mastering that Queen of Swords. Like I said, words are important here. So long as that is in perspective and in your energy and in your vibration, you will always choose what's best for you, what's in your highest good. You'll always choose love, or at least that's the goal, right? We're all human. We have human error. It happens. But ideally, the aim now is to choose love at every turn. And for a lot of you, that's choosing to love yourself by following your own gut. And for some of you too, it's like that could even be a really big relief, because it's like following other people's guts or other people's perspectives or society's perspective or what you feel you should do was really weighing heavy on you. And I could feel that in my solar plexus right now. It was like really weighing heavy on you to have to adhere to this Five of Swords, to have to be kind of persuaded by this energy, or have to kind of, and not even have to, but it's the thought that you did have to. Two of Swords. It's thinking that you had to. But again, when you get to this Two of Swords, it's realizing that you have a choice. You don't have to follow the sword that you're given, right? Because oftentimes that truth, that perspective that you're given isn't necessarily your own. It's not unique to you. It's accumulation of those around you. It's accumulation of those who raised you, who guided you, right? And there's no harm in that, right? It's just, and this is what I was kind of getting into. What reading was that? Was that Saturn? Or no, was that one of my energy check-ins where it was like having that perspective of, right, like when you're a baby, right, or a child, you can't help but mirror or mimic the people around you. That's how babies learn how to laugh. That's how they learn how to smile, by observing everyone around them. Princess of Swords, observation, right? Until you grow into who you are, grow into yourself, learn how to follow your own energy, your own instincts, your own passion, your own desires. And then you start formulating your own thoughts. You then learn how to step into that Queen of Swords or the Knight of Swords into the Queen of Swords, okay? All right. Ooh, this feels like a long reading, but this is a powerful, powerful eclipse, so I am not going to worry about that. Let's go ahead and look into the Oracle of the Seven Energies, just for some ending messages, okay? And for those of you that might be interested, I do post these Oracle cards on my Instagram page. I go in a little bit more in depth in the captions from the book. So if you're interested in knowing more about these oracles and what they mean, definitely follow me over at Cusp of Roses on Instagram. I will have it posted later on tonight, okay? And then I'll post the other energy check-in. Okay, let me hurry up because this is starting to act up. All right. What other messages do you have here, or ending messages do you have for this collective, Divine? Beautiful. Thank you. Quick and to the point. All right, vibration of 10. You have close encounters here, okay? You have vibration of 31, okay? Call of the Muse, very beautiful energy. And then you have 12, bearing fruit, okay? So this call of the Muse feels like your instinct, right? Like I said, whatever passion project you felt like you needed to follow, that was the call, and you adhere to it, or you will be getting that call, and you're going to want to follow those instincts and follow what your spirit tells you to do here, okay, collective? Bearing fruit, beautiful energy. It's, again, like I said, seeds that you planted, things that you thought of, things that you said you once had or once wanted. Now the ground is almost fertile for those things to actually bloom up, okay, and bear fruit for you to enjoy. So I feel like for some of you, it's like maybe the intention was to get more in tune with your truth, speak more authentically, or be more true to your own self here with the heart space and the Princess of Swords. And the fruit of that is completing this cycle with the world and actually mastering your Queen of Swords energy, which is beautiful. Okay, then you have close encounters, vibration of 10. I haven't seen this energy, but it almost feels like there is a protection here, right? You see how that butterfly is in the cage? Some of you, again, and this is what it is, where you felt like things were taking a while, or again, you weren't really seeing the purpose anymore. Maybe you were losing spark. You weren't understanding why you felt this pull to do something or to pursue something, to learn something, to grow something, to just invest into something. But it almost feels like you are going through this transformation here as the butterfly, and it's bringing you again in tune with soul contracts. Some of you, it's like meeting other people, like I said, paying it forward to other people who was once where you were or who are where you are. It's like finding those kindred spirits here, close encounters, okay? Where how you've transformed mirrors the same way that other people have transformed. So we're all in that community of people, right? And maybe it's coming across more people who are in tune with that vibration or who are also transforming the same way you are. And seeing why you felt, again, I can't say that enough, seeing why you felt led to do something because it's putting you on a path, right, that you've been destined to be on in this lifetime. Okay, so I'm excited to look deeper into these energies. I hope to see you over there on Instagram at Cusp of Roses. But if not, collective, I truly hope this reading resonated with you in some way, shape, or form. Definitely let me know your thoughts or what did connect with you in the comment section below. And as always, I will see you all in our next reading, okay? Namaste.